look totally rad.
Flash. I heard you guys laughed during this one too.
For me, this had like such a George Carlin approach to the situation, and just like, hey, why fear your abusers or your assaulters? Like, make friends with them, get to know them a bit. It was sort of like had that vibe to it, and just sort of like, yeah, that kind of was an interesting take of what does an axe murderer have to deal with? Just like, oh gosh, I'm a has-been, I'm washed out. Like, geez, and just the empathy that his victim had, just that she even came back the next day. I mean,
Yeah.
and also one thing that was mentioned earlier in there that came back around later, which was he said, you guys are all so much smarter now. You didn't even fall for nothing. She said, no, we're not. And then she ended up proving that in the end because she came back to the guy who tried to kill her. I mean, it was really sweet what she did, but yeah, that was a stupid thing to do. But it made him feel better, so I guess it meant something in the end. It was sweet.
I'm like, is this your retirement plan? Is this your new way to get victims?
David, you did a great job directing this. This was this kind of style for scary movie type where it was supposed to be funny, it like starts out scary and it's supposed to be funny in the end. But what I really liked was that I'm not too much of a gore person, I know some other people are, but the fact is you didn't really need to show that to be scary. The sound effects made more enough of an impression when they cut off and it was proper time to be comedic. And the 80s style of when that came back, I wasn't expecting that. Normally I try to find like, oh, what am I predicting in these like types of movies, and just I actually wasn't expecting that. So that was a good head turner, like, oh my gosh, that was a great ending. And also the style of credits was something I had my hat on too as well.
I grew up in the 80s. I'm very old, so I grew up in the 80s, and I remember like all those slasher movies, being in my mid-teens and all those slasher movies coming, we always go see those and everything, and it just took all of the typical scenes that you see in there and turn it on its head and make it, it's not really plausible in these circumstances and everything, which is great. But the thing I really appreciated about this film is that they went down to the last detail. Everything about the horrendous fashion, to the 8 layers of makeup that the girls are wearing, to the cheesy dance, and then when the credits were rolling, you talked about the VHS and all that. It looked like a ratty VHS tape that got chewed up by your VCR 14 times. And then like the neon credits and all that, it was all, it really threw it back to like 1986.
Yeah.
So I like that detail.
Yeah, that it can bring you back, and I think that 80s were, and the early 90s too, but were such an important time for like slasher flicks, and to kind of throw an homage to that, and the 80s in general, but being able to pull people back to that time, I think is so cool.
Yeah.
And I love that it can transport you like that. They obviously brought you back to your childhood. Any other